The Escape, Chapter 15. Using all the strength in her legs, Roz jumped straight up high into the air and landed on a tree branch overhead. The tree shook with the sudden weight of the robot, and then, thunk, thunk, 2 pine cones bounced off Roz, and a moment later, thunk, thunk, the same pine cones bounced on the bears below. The bears grunted with annoyance. This gave Roz an idea. The robot's programming stopped her from being violent, but nothing stopped her from being annoying. So Roz plucked pine cones from the nearby branches and lobbed them down at the bears. Thunk, 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 thunk. Each pine cone bounced off its target with annoying accuracy and whipped the young bears into a frenzy. And then here's a picture to go with that. Oh, the little bears. Roar, said the sister bear. Grrr, said the brother bear. I do not understand you bears, said the robot. Roz was about to unload a whole armful of annoying pine cones when a distant roar echoed through the forest. Back at the cave, the mother bear was calling for these two. She did not sound happy. The young bears looked at each other. They knew they were in trouble. But before lumbering home, they glared up at Roz and snorted one last time. More than anything, they wanted to kill the robot. Chapter 16, The Pine Tree. Roz was in no hurry to leave the tree. She stayed on a branch long after the bears had gone, enjoying some peace and looking herself over. In addition to bite marks and claw marks, the robot was also covered in dirt, which, of course, meant it was time for another cleaning. She was making good progress when she felt something sticky on her arm. The problem with sitting in a pine tree is that eventually the tree's sticky resin will find you. It always does. Y'all know that sticky sap stuff from pine needles? Yeah. And it found Roz. The robot scrubbed and scraped at the resin, and soon her fingers were completely coated with the sticky stuff. Then it was all over her arms and her legs and her torso, and things were about to get even messier. A robin swooped into the tree and began screeching and fluttering around Roz. The bird had recently finished building herself a new nest. It was a little work of art, a delicate woven basket of grass and twigs, feathers, and it was right above the robot's head. Screech, screech, said the robin. I do not understand you, Robin, said the robot. The robin continued screeching and fluttering, and then splat. She splattered her droppings across the robot's face. Y'all know what droppings are, don't you? Ew. This bird was serious, so Roz scooted away farther out on the branch until she heard a quick, sharp crack. Before Roz knew what was happening, the tree branch snapped under her weight, and she went crashing to the forest floor. She hit the ground hard and lay there as broken branches and pine cones and needles showered down on top of her. There was another splat, and then the quiet returned to the forest. Chapter 17, The Camouflaged Insect. Roz was a mess. She lay under the tree, covered in a heap of broken branches and pine cones and needles. She still hadn't removed the sticky resin from her body, and then there was the bird droppings. She was about to get up and give herself a rigorous cleaning when she noticed a peculiar twig. The twig was moving. It was crawling along one of the broken branches on the ground. With a gentle touch, the robot picked up the twig. What do you think the twig is? If you guessed, a walking stick. You viewer. Hello, insect. My name is Roz. You are very well camouflaged. She's a poet. The stick insect's body was long and thin. He had the same shape and colors and markings as a real twig. But if you look closely, you might just see 2 tiny eyes and 2 spiny antennae. The insect didn't make a sound. He sat perfectly still as the robot. The two of them sat still and silently stared at each other for a while. Thank you, stick insect, said Roz, as she placed him back where she found him. You have taught me an important lesson. I can see how camouflage helps you survive. Perhaps it may help me survive also. Until next time.